Basically a game that wasn't your Triple H blockbuster. Triple H blockbuster.
Class.
Brilliant.
Love it.
Hi everyone, TC Topics. Hope you're all doing alright.
It's never going to stop talking there.
No. It's all TC Topics, we're doing pretty well. So, suggestion, this comes from another Graham. Hi mate. Right, so he writes in and says, amazing games that were overlooked at the time and never received the publicity or attention they deserved. I like this one.
That's an interesting
It
question.
is a good one. That's a good one.
So, there's a number of games that kind of have a kind of cult following that didn't have a lot of commercial success and popularity, but are incredible games. Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, Mirror's Edge was actually the one I was thinking of. I didn't want to mention it in case you mention it, but yeah, Mirror's Edge, I would say.
Mirror's Edge is one of those games that, on paper, sounds like it's going to be a big old bag of shit.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound fun, but then you play it, and it's just so well crafted.
Yeah.
The art style, the soundtrack,
Yeah.
and everything that you do in that game is just so memorable that when I played that, because I remember, I think you bought it. I think you suggested that I buy it, and I was like, I don't know. And then I went online, and I'll be honest with you, the only reason I bought it is because it was $4.99.
You're right.
It was on sale for $4.99, and I thought, I'll get it. I'll see what it's like. Even if it's crap, it's $4.99, and I adored that game from beginning to end. And then it was everything. It was everything about it. It was the first game that really tried to do parkour, and you had Assassin's Creed games up to that point, but really Assassin's Creed wasn't parkour as such. It was just scaling buildings. Whereas the element of puzzle to trying to find your way around the rooftops, so you could kind of see, right, this is where I need to be. How do I get there with the skills that I've got? And it was just so fun trying to figure it out. The battle system, again, very few games encourage you playing the game without weapons.
Oh no.
Mirror's Edge was meant to be played without shooting a gun once.
Yeah, I like that.
You could shoot, but you shouldn't.
I loved the soundtrack.
Oh,
The aesthetic of Mirror's Edge, how colourful it was. The bright white walls and stuff like that, and then you would get certain buildings with like luminescent colours and stuff like that, and it just fit ideally for that type of game. That it was like a utopian city that would have like essence of corruption behind it and stuff like that, but it had this fake mask on of all this beauty and stuff like that, and you know, a fantastic world and stuff like that, and that worked so well. But the ambient soundtrack was just
it was incredible.
It was absolutely brilliant.
It was amazing, and I think my hope is that with Mirror's Edge Catalyst coming out next year, which looks again incredible,
It looks really good,
that it might expose more people to the first game. So while you're not going to need to play Mirror's Edge to understand and know what's going on in Catalyst, because it's a prequel, I believe.
Is it?
I think so. It's not a follow-up.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that.
not a sequel.
Okay.
I think it's either a prequel or a reboot as such.
Oh.
It's like the origins of Faith. But it might encourage people to go back and play the first game. So it's a game that as many people should experience as they can, but not many people have.
Yeah. Deus Ex Human Revolution?
I'd agree that that's quite underrated.
Here's the thing with that is Deus Ex Human Revolution was coming off the back of games that I used to call 20 quidders. Now, for people who don't know what a 20 quidder is, it was basically a game that wasn't your Triple H blockbuster. Triple H blockbuster.
Class.
Brilliant.
Love
it. So it wasn't your triple A blockbuster, but it wasn't the shitty game that you find in the bargain bin in a supermarket.
Yeah.
It was one of those middle-ish games and that I bought because I was like, right, I'm really bored. I was off work and I was like, I fancy just a new game. Yeah, I'll pick it up. It's not that expensive.
Yeah.
And it ended up being one of the most important games that I played, and it just hit every note for me. And I don't want to talk too much about Deus Ex Human Revolution again because I went through quite a bit on my top 5, which is linked. So yeah, you can always just check that out there. But yeah, Deus Ex was one where it was just like, holy shit, like that! What a surprise that was.
It was, because it was a game that has history. There's I think there was 2 other Deus Ex games.
Yeah, they were on PC.
They were on PC. So again, it was a lot of people's first introduction to the Deus Ex franchise.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was amazing. Again, much like Mirror's Edge, it was the aesthetic that dragged me in from the
But
get-go.
didn't it work pretty well?
So yeah, I'm going to have to throw this one out there, and this is going to be controversial.
Okay.
Final Fantasy X-2.
Oh,
People
right.
hate it. People absolutely loathe the
I
game.
spent quite a lot of time with X2.
I really enjoyed it.
You liked it, didn't you?
It was fun. It wasn't your typical Final Fantasy game or your typical Final Fantasy experience, but it was really good fun. It was the first time we'd seen a follow-up to a Final Fantasy story, so we'd never had a direct sequel to a Final Fantasy game before. But it was good fun. It was a bit more light-hearted. There was a lot more emphasis on things like mini games and exploration and doing things that you in your own way, so you didn't have to follow a set way of going through the game. You had go to these 5 places, you can do it in whatever order you want, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it had a good soundtrack. A story, yes, granted, wasn't amazing in comparison to some of the classic Final Fantasy games, but I really did enjoy it.
Yeah. Flashback.
I've still never played it.
What? Yeah, you have? A flashback?
No, I never finished it.
Yeah, you never finished
I played it through that. Is it that brain at the end?
Yeah, right at the end.
So
With the final boss.
I got to the last boss and never
You
finished
never finished it, man. Flashback is remembered by a very small amount of people.
Yeah.
It finally got its tribute in the Flashback remaster or remake, which was one of the worst games I've ever played.
I'll never forget. You were so excited for that.
What a heap of crap that game is! Oh my god, they remade it, and it looked worse than what the original game did 20 years before.
It did though.
It did.
Didn't.
It did. The artwork with Flashback was so unique. It was all painted in the back, but it had that pixelated animation as well. It was all motion captured. It was around about the time that they did Another World and Prince of Persia, where they were starting to kind of do motion capture within the games and stuff like that. The game is just brilliant. It's got huge, amazing puzzle elements to it. I absolutely love Flashback. It would definitely be my top 10 games of all time, but not many people remember it. And I think it was because it was made by a very small French developer that faded away shortly after that. And I think that's why it hasn't gotten the attention that it deserved. It sort of came out, did well, it was like very quiet, and then went away. But it's a game that everyone should check out if they can get a chance to. Don't play the remaster on Xbox 360, please, because it is atrocious. Try and find the original. It's brilliant.
I've got one more, which I've just thought of there. And it's a game that I don't think a lot of people have played. And it did for a long time. It was kind of the herald of death for a studio until quite recently it came back. And it's Oddworld Stranger's Wrath.
Right, Stranger's Wrath is... Now, is that a sequel? Or was it... Oh no, because New and Tasty was the remake.
New and Tasty was the remake of the original Games Odyssey game. Yeah. Stranger's Wrath was the 4th game in the Oddworld Inhabitants kind of series. There was meant to be loads of games. Stranger's Wrath didn't get received well critically or commercially, and basically at that point the studio went into hibernation until about a year and a half ago when they came back with New and Tasty.
Yeah.
However, Stranger's Wrath is an incredibly fun game.
What console was it on?
It was originally released on Xbox, I want to say. It was either Xbox or Xbox 360.
Okay, right.
I think it was ported to a couple of other places as well.
Right.
I played it when I got my Vita, and it was the month that I got my Vita, it was the free game with PlayStation Plus, and I thought, it's an Oddworld game. I love Abe's Odyssey and Abe's Exodus. I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
It was tremendous fun. A complete departure from anything that you would think if you'd only played Abe's Odyssey and Exodus, because it's a completely different game. The whole premise of the game is you're kind of like a Western sheriff, and your job is to go and capture people. So you've got to go out into these areas and capture these outlaws. And it doesn't sound fun, but it is a massive amount of fun.
Yeah.
The story is great. The character you play as, Stranger, I'll not spoil it, but there's a quite significant kind of story twist halfway through, which when that came and I saw that, I was it was one of those moments where I was like, wow, I didn't see that coming, and I can normally smell a twist a mile off. I didn't see that coming. I enjoyed that game so much that I was so glad when I saw that they were coming back with new and tasty.
Yeah.
I now know, apparently it's been officially said that they're now remastering Abe's Exodus, so hopefully we might see a remastered Stranger's Wrath at some point.
That'll be pretty good.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a couple of quick honourable mentions. One you'll agree with, one you'll think, what the hell are you talking about? First one I'm going to say is Broken Sword.
Oh, yes.
Broken Sword, great, brilliant stuff. If you haven't played Broken Sword, don't worry, because you can get it on iPad and iPhone and Android as well, I think. So check out the first Broken Sword.
And the second.
Smoke and Mirror, yeah. So check that out. And the last one I'm going to mention, The Punisher for the PlayStation 2.
That was good.
That was really good.
I never finished it, but it was very, very violent.
Really good, really violent. You could do these horrible execution things, but you could also interrogate them as well. And then what would happen is if you interrogated them, they would give like a quick flashback thing to his life in a comic book. In it wasn't HD, but in a really high-res comic.
Yeah.
So you would grab a hold of a guy and you go to kill him, and the guy would go, "Please don't, I've got a family."
Yeah.
And his voice would echo and it would flash a picture
Yeah,
of Frank
I forgot
Castle's
about
family.
that. That was so
but
good.
you had to collect them all. So you had to interrogate pretty much everyone and get high res and like illustrations from the Punisher comics. That was great. What an awesome game that was. Yeah, so check out the Punisher if you've still got your PlayStation 2 rigged up. So there you have it. Those are games that maybe weren't well received from critics, or they just slipped under the net as far as sales are concerned, but they are awesome. Please check those games out, and I'm sure there's a lot of them that you guys loved that maybe none of us ever played or even heard of. So please let us know which ones, and I'm sure we'll check them out. So thanks for joining us. Graham, thanks for your suggestion, mate. Nice one. Again, this is Team Clocked. I'm Digital MB. He's Grimmy D1. We'll be back next time. Thanks very much.